We take you back to our breaking news, an active scene in Verulam, KZN, where temple has collapsed. Those are visuals from Google Earth. This is the area of Verulam, as you can see it, giving you an aerial view of exactly where the incident took place. This specific visual that you're seeing now is an image courtesy of Copter KZN. This is what the temple looked like. It seems if you can look on the left-hand side of the screen, that must have been the original structure, and we understood that there was now an extension of 4 floors. So one doesn't get an understanding per se at this point as to perhaps the additional construction is what can be attributed to the collapse or not. But what we know now insofar as injuries, it seems there have been 8 injuries. Most of those people rushed to the hospital. Emergency personnel are already on the scene. And then it's understood that for now, it seems as though 6 people, including the director of the temple, are trapped inside the building. We were told by Reaction Unit South Africa a bit earlier on, that's Prem Verulam, that most of those who are trapped underground have been able to communicate, at least a bit earlier on when the incident occurred. It was probably just after noon. It would have been 12:10, that they were still able to send voice notes to loved ones, indicating that they are now trapped underneath the building that had since collapsed. They've also been able to share visuals of themselves underneath the ground. I take it that those visuals will now become important to even locate them now, as the rescue operation is soon to start. What we heard in our conversation with Reaction Unit South Africa was that the rescue operation has not started in earnest, in as much as rescue personnel are all now on the scene. They've been unable to start, I suppose, because of the complexities that one would assume exist. They're looking at the building. It's a vast area. One would need to know it's also on a hilltop, as we're getting information. It's on a hilltop. So most certainly it is important to know exactly where you start to remove rubble to ensure that specifically all of this land is secured and there's no further collapse that take place, which could further risk the lives of those who are entrapped. So most certainly we will keep a watch on this developing story to understand when exactly the rescue operation will start. Those are still visuals there, as you can see, live visuals of just the bottom part of that area. The top part where the incident took place has been cordoned off. Those are police vehicles that have also been among the first to arrive on the scene. Our reporter Simpiwe Makanya is still on the scene with us, gathering more information. Simpiwe, I gave you a bit of time, at least a bit earlier on, to try and gather exactly if the temple was functional, was it used as a prayer building on the Fridays, or just more information around this area. What have you got thus far?
Well, Mfundo, we have been able to speak to relatives of those that are still stuck underneath this particular, rubble. And unfortunately, none of them are willing to go on camera and speak to us. But what we are being told I'm going to ask, in fact, my colleague Nomhlengubane to pen to my right and give you a sense of just how, sad the situation is here. So in your visuals, you see these are some of the family members of the victims who are stuck underneath this particular huge rubble of a building which collapsed. We believe that the incident happened around midday. Security company Reaction Unit spoke to us earlier on, saying that emergency services and rescue personnel are on the ground trying to assist those that are still stuck inside underneath this particular rubble. But of course, we are being told by family members here that they are not willing to speak to members of the media on camera. But it's quite a sad situation, Mfundo, one that I am struggling to sort of put together in terms of explaining just the sheer sadness that we can see in the eyes of the people that are here. Let me step out of the shot once more and perhaps try once again, Mfundo, to get a sense from community members to see if they will be able to speak to members of the media. Ma'am, we are not going to show your face on TV. We know that you said you don't want to appear on TV, but you were just telling me earlier on that you came here to see what was happening. Please explain to me what you know about this.
I heard this over radio, so I came here to see. It's a very, very sad situation. I hope this temple gets help from far and wide. Please, people, come to help them. And it's a sad thing, very, very sad thing. It's heartbreaking. to see the temple collapsed.
Are you from around this area, ma'am?
I am not from here, I'm from Durban, but I heard it over radio, so I came to have a look at it.
So you know about this temple?
I know this temple. It's a new temple, but I know it. Yes, but it's a sad thing that it collapsed, and there is a lot of people in the about 5 people in the building. They are inside. I hope they get help. I pray to God that nothing else happens to them.
What do you know about the temple? Can you share any further information from what you know?
Really, I didn't visit the temple as yet, but according to what I heard, it's a very beautiful temple built by the community. I just pray that it wakes up again and people far and wide come to help this temple. Whoever gets the message, come to help.
Of course, it's an unfortunate situation, ma'am. We still have people trapped underneath this huge rubble. What can you say about what you are witnessing?
You see, I didn't go on the top because people are blocking us. I just pray that all those rescue people come and help them to come out. I'm sure God will never let them down.
Where were you when?
Well, there you have it, Mfundo, the sentiments coming through on the ground here from one of the community members who has come to sort of witness this particular unfortunate incident herself. Earlier on, she did indicate to us that she doesn't want to appear on TV, but of course she has granted us this opportunity to engage with her. And of course she's saying that she is from around the area of Verulam. She has come also to observe what is happening here. Same thing which perhaps other community members have come to do. Of course, that is in addition to family members who are still, very much in disbelief and very shocked by what has transpired here. As I ask, of course, my colleague Nomhle Ngubane to give you a close-up really of just the emotions that are coming through from the community, or rather from the families of those that are still stuck underneath this particular rubble. We did also, Mfundo, earlier on speak to a few women, a group of women that has gathered here to ask them about what they know about this temple. And they did say, in fact, that some of their family members work at this particular temple. So they've come here to see if they will be getting the assistance from the emergency services in terms of trying to remove them from the rubble, and also, remove those that are still stuck underneath the rubble. The word we're getting from reaction units, which is the security company that was first alerted about this incident, is that there's about 6 people that are still stuck underneath the rubble. The number has not yet been confirmed by police, so we are waiting therefore to get further confirmation from police as well as emergency services as they continue, Mfundo, to make their way here to get a sense of what is happening at this particular unfortunate incident, Mfundo.
All right, we understand, Simpiwe, just from what we're still trying to get as well on our side, that the temple was in fact called the River Range Ranch Temple. And as one of the at least people on the scene that you were speaking to now, saying it was a beautiful temple and fairly new, which is what some are confirming even just on social media right now, that it was a fairly new building that many were not sure was already operational, but a number of people say that they would have had their family members, as indicated, working there. But from your vantage point, are you at least able to see now whether the rescue operation has begun in earnest? Because a bit earlier they had indicated that they weren't yet ready to start to remove rubble. Are you seeing from your vantage point if rubble is now being removed?
What we are able to see from where we are, Mfundo, is that rescue teams have walked up to where the rubble is. I suppose before the start of the rescue operation itself, they will have to do a number of things in terms of inspecting how that particular rescue operation is going to be conducting. In fact, it's quite a difficult terrain, Mfundo. The location of the building or the structure itself, it's actually maybe one of the challenges that rescue operations or rescue teams are going to be facing, as of course they try to get to the location and to the building itself, and maybe try and rescue those that are still trapped underneath the rubble of Fundo. But it's quite a sad situation, as of course we have been engaging with a number of those that have come here to witness themselves, and also to offer their words of encouragement during this particular difficult time. We had that particular conversation from one of the residents here, saying that they are seeking assistance. They want to see those people that are still trapped underneath the rubble to be assisted by rescue services, Fundo, which is something that is going to be, I guess, a time consuming, looking at the terrain and also just the area itself. It's not an easy area to walk on. So I guess that rescue teams are going to be having their sort of hands, they are going to be, working very hard to try and rescue those that are still trapped underneath the rubble. In terms of the condition of those that have been taken to various hospitals around the area, we do know that some of them, of course, obtained moderate and some with serious injuries, but that is yet to be confirmed by the rescue teams that are working on the ground. As of course I'm sweating, Fundo. I'm going to step out of the shots because I'm literally dripping in sweat here because of the heat, so that I give our viewers a better sense of what is currently unfolding. You see the fire and rescue teams still very much on the ground, and my I suppose prediction from what I can see in Fundo is that this particular operation is going to drag for quite a long time, because since we arrived here we have not been able to spot any of the victims that are trapped underneath being removed. But also let me also highlight that it could very well be that they are being assisted but removed from the other side, so we are not able to see them as they are busy conducting that particular exercise, Fundo.
Now, Simpiwe, the fact that you are sweating is probably worrisome as well, not because you specifically are sweating, but would suggest that it is very hot there. Now, when we speak of terrain under which these rescue officials are working under, it's important to know the weather. That if it's hot now, it means they need to move with the speed of light, because there could be an element of dehydration now. So if you're saying that you're already sweating, it means it's quite hot today. And the other thing is the weather forecast, that are we expecting rain anytime soon, maybe later on in the evening? Are you aware of whether we're expecting rain, which could also compromise their mission as well?
From my vantage point, Fundo, let me start with your initial question about the heat that is being experienced here. I've asked my colleague Nomhle Ngubane to give you a sense of what is actually happening. You see some of the family members, sharing a bottle of water, as of course they continue to wait for any update from rescue teams, as those rescue teams are working on the ground tirelessly, trying to, I suppose, rescue those that are still trapped underneath, but also trying to comfort the family members that are here on the ground. I haven't been able to check as to whether the weather conditions going forward, Mfundo, how they will look like going forward in terms of the rain, but from where we are, the heat is literally unbearable. In fact, as you see, those community members and relatives of those who are trapped underneath the rubble, trying to sort of use umbrellas, some of them, because of the heat that is here in Mfundo. But of course, Mfundo, over and above the situation of people that are trapped underneath, we did earlier on speak about those that sustained injuries, and they were able to be taken to nearby hospitals to try really and offer them the necessary medical attention that they require at this particular point in time. As I'm speaking to you, I see the rescue teams that are busy monitoring the area underneath the rubble, Mfundo, which gives me a sense that those rescue operations have now started to try and remove those that are stuck underneath the rubble from this massive rubble, I might add. It was quite a tall structure. The spokesperson or the representative of reaction units telling us earlier on that it was about a four-storey building which collapsed to the ground. It was flattened, and from where I am I can literally see the massive rubble that rescue workers will have to somehow find a way to remove in order to retrieve those that are stuck underneath this rubble, Mfundo.
Simpiwe, now that you've brought it to my attention that a number of onlookers are actually holding water bottles, I'm starting to see quite a lot of them, which is again very concerning, meaning that time is of the essence for those trapped underground, because most certainly they would also become quite dehydrated. I'll leave it there for now and just give you another opportunity to gather more information and perhaps more onlookers that would be willing to speak either off camera or on camera. So we'll take a quick break just to give you that opportunity to quickly gather more information. We continue to monitor, of course, the collapsed building that is the River Range Ranch Temple in Verulam, KZN. A four-storey construction was underway on top of the original building.